Hi, my name is Andrew Gordon. I'm a first year MBA student at Emory, and I'm seeking a potential summer internship at Marcus and Millichap. The reason that I became interested in real estate was living in Boston for the last 5 years after graduating college. I saw immense development in the Seaport area, which was right near where I grew up in South Boston. Seeing this development over that 5 years really sparked my interest, and I decided to pursue a real estate investment certificate at Harvard Extension. So I completed this while I was working at Oracle. And taking these classes, they're really interesting. They gave me a high level overview of the investment and development space. And then I decided that I wanted to go back and get my MBA to sharpen my analytical skills further and then facilitate the transition into commercial real estate full time. What skills can I bring to the team? Um, Having the 5 years of sales experience at Oracle, I think that will really help me in the investment sales space. Not afraid of rejection, not afraid of an ambiguous task. I'm really a go-getter. Can work independently as needed, and additionally, just really strong teamwork skills, working with teams across the country, customers across the country, and Oracle internal teams across the world as well. So I think those skills will be prove very beneficial. Additionally, as I sharpen my analytical skills, I will definitely be very beneficial on the market research and financial analysis side as well. So I think that's what I can bring to the team. Describing my most recent job. So in 2019, Oracle reorganized internally, and I went essentially from a sales representative to a sales progression representative. The day to day was very similar, just had a different amount of accounts. So I was working with about 400 accounts, sitting between a business development and a field sales representative, helping bring deals from start to finish. So the day to day can consist of cold calling, can consist of training the business development rep, can consist of having different strategy calls, whether that's looking at company 10Ks, any sort of reports, quarterly, annual reports, looking at their technology footprint, just trying to understand how to properly attack the territory and be efficient with our time as well, considering it was 400 accounts, so it was a lot to work with as well. So that was my day to day. And in terms of how I was measured on transaction count. So I ended up with roughly 12 transactions for 1.3 million in revenue for the year, and that exceeded my transaction quota. Additionally, all the business development reps that I mentored, which there were six of them, they were all promoted. So those would be the measurable, results that I achieved during that role. What would my current and past supervisors, say my biggest strengths and weaknesses are? I would say the first strength that comes to mind is attention to detail. Whether that's looking through a customer's footprint, a customer's 10K, any sort of specific contract we're working with, very detail oriented, and make sure A, I check all the boxes, and B, don't miss anything that can help us get a deal across the finish line, or just make sure that the customer has everything they need. So being detail oriented, teamwork as well. Working with my team internally in the Burlington office, working with teams across the country again, as I mentioned previously, and then working with our operations teams as well. We had teams in India, Romania, Ireland, so working with those teams as well. Additionally, adaptability year in and year out. There was change, new accounts, new products, whether that be cloud products, on-premise products, Oracle S1000s. So I think adaptability is key. One of the big weaknesses, or a weakness that they may call out, is just sometimes being impatient and jumping into something and not really maybe asking for help right away. I had a few unique situations working in the cloud space with my customers where the problem hadn't really been seen before by myself or my team, and I tried to jump into it and do what I could, to help the customer as best I could right away. And what I really should have done originally is ask for help, especially as I was a newer sales rep and younger in my career. So I think I've learned from that, and try to emphasize that both in school and in work now and moving forward. So I think that's important. Um, and then additionally, maybe just taking on too much of a burden, too much on my plate. Again, it kind of ties back into what I was just saying with regards to you know asking for help, knowing when to ask for help, to lean on my manager, my teammates, anyone that I think might be able to help me. I think that's something I need to focus on, and I will moving forward. Who is someone that I look up to, past or present, and why, that you would know? As you can maybe see behind me, but that's a Patriots plaque with Tom Brady and Randy Moss on it. So I was actually born in Boston. I grew up in Miami and moved to Miami when I was 2, but I'm a huge Boston sports fan. Things aren't as great right now, but that's okay. But regardless, Tom Brady would be a role model of mine. Um, Not only did he go to Michigan as well, where I went undergrad, but he, drafted in the 6th round. He has that his combine video is constantly mocked, but to see where he's come from then is amazing, of course, and what he's still doing now at age 43 is just incredible. And his drive and his positive attitude and the way that he carries himself so professionally, and the hard work he puts in day in and day out to me is just very inspiring. And he took advantage. He got his shot when Drew Bledsoe, who was a starting quarterback, got hurt, and he took advantage of that right away. So I know that as I look to get my foot in the door in the real estate industry, when I get that shot, I'm going to take advantage of it, just like he did. What's my favorite book and why? So a recent book I actually just read, The Psychology of Money. I thought was a fantastic book, and of course it is about your finances and investing, but it taught me a few really good lessons. First of all, I mean, be smart, of course, with your money financially, but more importantly, don't worry about what others think of you. Don't feel like you need to maybe drive that fancy car, have that big house to necessarily fit in. Be happy with your lifestyle. But another important message I thought it sent was, a lot of the great investors, um, they have made tons of mistakes, but all it takes is one huge hit, one huge success in life potentially. So I try to put that into perspective during my job search. I'm transitioning from a tech sales background into commercial real estate, and not having the background, I know all it takes is that one chance and that one opportunity. Kind of like I spoke about with regards to Tom Brady, he took advantage of that one chance he got. So I'm really hoping to get that opportunity and bring the energy and passion to whatever team that I support this summer. And then with regards to what I like to do during my free time, I just moved to Atlanta this past summer to start my MBA, so new to the city. Really enjoy walking around, exploring the city, and trying new restaurants with my fiance. On top of that, huge sports fan, so I love watching sports, lifting weights, and I like to read the different Biz Now, Wall Street Journal, The Real Deal, trying to stay up to date, not just in the real estate world, but just in the world in general, and just be as knowledgeable as I can and present. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I look forward to hearing back from you soon.